At the beginning of the film, we are taken back in time, 15 years. In a luxurious hotel room, we see the beautiful Emily. Her partner and husband, Matt, gets a call from the CIA and tells her it's time to go. Emily asks for 5 more minutes and, tying her hair up, looks at several pregnancy tests. The couple heads to a children's party. Their mission is to pose as arms dealers and find a dangerous criminal named Balthazar Gore. Chuck monitors the operation via cameras and soon realizes that his agents are sleeping together. Emily finally spots their target. The young woman applies a special spray to her hand and approaches Balthazar. The man wishes her a pleasant evening and kisses her hand. Once they get what they need, the partners head to Balthazar's office. Emily uses the fingerprint she collected with the spray to open a hidden safe. Matt is looking for a special key that can disable critical infrastructure. However, they are interrupted by a triggered alarm. Emily and her partner quickly neutralize several guards and get into a car. Chuck directs them to the Baron, telling them not to mention the key. The Baron, who is in love with Emily, has a pleasant conversation with her. This irritates Matt, and he tries to get them on a plane as soon as possible. On board, the partner offers Emily a drink, but she refuses. The young woman tells Matt about her pregnancy and shows him the tests. Matt assures her that he's all in and ready to take responsibility for their child. Soon, Emily starts feeling unwell and heads to the toilet. Upon discovering that it's not working, Emily begins to suspect something. Soon, she is taken hostage by a steward who demands that Matt hand over the stolen key. Between the agents and Balthazar's men begins a brutal fight. During the struggle, the steward accidentally kills the pilot, causing the plane to rapidly lose altitude. Emily and her partner remain on board as the plane crashes into a mountainside and slides toward a cliff. Matt tries to save Emily with a parachute, but she saves him. While wandering through the forest, Emily says they can't keep living like this because they're expecting a child. Matt agrees with this. He believes they can never truly become civilians because Balthazar's men will hunt them for the rest of their lives. However, the crash gives them a perfect opportunity to start over. Everyone, including Balthazar and the CIA, will assume they died in the plane crash. Emily and Matt decide to leave their careers behind and start a new life as a family. The story shifts to the present day. Emily and her husband are raising 2 kids. Alice suspects her parents aren't who they claim to be. Emily tries to improve relations with her daughter, but it's not easy. Alice barely talks to her parents and is constantly on her phone. The couple drives their kids to school and stays in the parking lot. Emily uses binoculars to spy on Alice and observe what she's doing at school. Alice calls her parents and tells them to focus on their own lives instead of embarrassing her. That evening, Emily reflects on her daughter's words and decides to check her laptop. Being a former spy, the woman easily finds the hidden password. Emily discovers that her daughter is actually at a party. According to their younger son, Leo, these parties are usually connected to a girl named Molly. Emily suspects, to her horror, that an illegal substance might be involved. She and Matt get in the car and head to the place where Alice is, according to geolocation. The couple enter a club and quickly find their daughter. A group of older guys refuses to let Alice leave and starts insulting her parents. When one of them grabs Alice, Emily and her husband recall their past and neutralize him. One of the guys records everything on video, but the prudent Matt notices and deletes the footage. On the way home, Alice is furious with her parents for putting her under house arrest. The girl doesn't believe that her mother and father were just taking self-defense classes and says that her parents are a complete fake. Before going to sleep, Matt and Emily discuss what happened. The man helps Emily deal with her stress as she's come to realize she misses the thrill of their old spy life and the adrenaline. The next morning, Matt hears the doorbell ring and finds an old friend standing outside. Chuck shows him the video from the club and says he tracked down the former agents quite fast, which means their enemies can do the same. He explains that 15 years ago, the Baron betrayed them and tried to return the stolen key to its owner. But after the plane crash, the key was never recovered. Chuck advises them to be extremely cautious, and moments later, he is killed. Matt grabs his wife and hides with her inside the house. Using clever tactics, the couple manages to escape their pursuers. During the chase, Matt confesses that he did take the key back then. Now it's safely hidden in England with Emily's mother, whom she hasn't spoken to in years. After the chase, the couple picks up their children from school. Matt announces they're going on a little trip to Grandma's in England. The kids are shocked, having thought they had no relatives. However, Emily insists on the trip. The woman believes if they return the key to the CIA, the agency might protect them and their children from Balthazar. On the plane, Emily asks Matt whether they should tell the kids the truth. Matt thinks it's unnecessary. After all, they've been lying to them for 15 years. In England, Emily notices a surveillance camera and the suspicious glances from the security staff. The woman quickly gets the family on a bus and leaves just as the Baron arrives at the airport. The man is determined to find Emily and retrieve the key he so badly needs. Meanwhile, Emily watches the situation on the bus and identifies a car they could steal. Matt drives the car up and the family climbs in. Emily asks the kids for their phones and discreetly breaks the SIM cards. Soon, Matt realizes they're running low on gas. Besides, they have to stop because Leo and his sister are hungry. At the gas station, the kids head into a cafe to eat and notice that their passports have fake names. Meanwhile, Matt calculates that they have about 2 hours to retrieve the key and hand it over to the CIA. Emily isn't sure they'll ever be able to return to normal life and pretend to their kids that nothing happened. At that very moment, 4 bikers in a car arrive at the gas station. Emily and Matt handle Balthazar's men quite quickly and gracefully, making sure their children see that they're okay. Having taken Alice and Leo, the couple gets back in the car and notices the Baron. Matt uses his gun to shoot out the truck's tires, blocking his path. On the road, the parents finally reveal their dark past to Leo and Alice. Matt throws Leo's phone into a passing truck, hoping to mislead Balthazar and the Baron. The next morning, the family finally arrives at Grandma's house. Ginny is thrilled to see her grandchildren, and it's revealed that Matt had been secretly sending her their pictures. Emily is slightly irritated by the news, but she stays quiet. The kids are thrilled by their grandmother's elegant and well-furnished home. Ginny, however, thinks her grandchildren are a bit too curious. She introduces everyone to Nigel, her young suitor. He happily takes the kids to show them his junior spy room. Meanwhile, Matt tries to talk to Ginny about the item he left with her. This leads to a heated argument when Emily begins accusing her mother of sending her away to America. Ginny insists that it was Emily who begged to be sent at the time. Alice overhears the conversation. Ginny tells her daughter that all teenagers rebel against their parents, but eventually it passes. Meanwhile, the Baron locates the truck with the phone and realizes that Matt deliberately misled him. His assistant reports that the satellite tracking them lost the vehicle, but they can estimate the fugitive's location. The Baron is particularly interested in Ginny's home, knowing she once worked with the government. The agent plans to request a warrant to search her house. After the assistant leaves, the Baron shares the information with someone. Balthazar's men prepare to storm Ginny's estate. Meanwhile, Matt and Emily descend into the underground vault where the key is hidden. Matt explains he deliberately hid it in England, knowing that if they ever needed it again, they'd be in serious danger and would need Ginny's help. Emily agrees with his arguments, just as a noise is heard outside. Returning to the house, the woman finds Ginny tied up and frees her. In the living room, Matt sees their children bound. However, it turns out that Chuck was the one searching for the key all the time, and he faked his own death. While Ginny neutralizes some of the criminals, Matt hands the key to Chuck and asks him to release the kids. However, Chuck keeps them as hostages and takes the key as well. The whole family comes together and tracks the kid's location using a ring on Leo's finger that transmits his location. That evening at a special event, Chuck demonstrates the key's capabilities and tries to sell it. Matt and his wife attempt to save the kids, but Baron gets in their way. The man proposes to Emily and her husband work with him, since it's clear that Chuck, not them, is responsible for selling the key. Together, they manage to interrupt the deal, but Chuck tries to escape with the children and the key. Emily and Matt steal motorcycles and chase after the traitor. Soon, the woman switches to a boat and picks up Matt. Suddenly, a new problem arises. Someone has lowered the Thames floodgate, and Chuck might escape into the open sea. Nigel captures Chuck's partner, who has the key. A few moments later, Ginny's boyfriend still manages to raise the floodgate. Meanwhile, Matt and his wife board Chuck's boat. Emily skillfully takes down the guards as she moves toward their children. Soon, the woman manages to untie them, but the boat continues speeding toward the floodgate. Emily asks the kids to trust her, then pushes them into the water. The woman helps Matt to disarm Chuck and also leave the boat. Chuck with the boat crashes into the rising floodgate at full speed. After this event, the family relationships finally get better. Ginny travels to America, and Alice forgives her mother and begins getting along with her. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like, write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.